Weakness doesn't always scream. Most of the time it whispers. It sounds like, maybe tomorrow, I'm just tired, or I'll get serious when things calm down. But the truth is, weakness isn't caused by a lack of strength. It's caused by a lack of standards, and worse, the refusal to admit that you're living beneath them. Most people don't stay weak because they enjoy it. They stay weak because strength requires confrontation, not with the world, but with themselves. Strength demands you ask questions most people avoid. Am I disciplined or just busy? Am I in control or constantly reacting? Am I building something or distracting myself from the fact that I'm not? The Stoics saw this clearly. They didn't chase power from others. They built it within. Marcus Aurelius faced wars, betrayal, and plague, but he wrote to himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Not motivation, not hype. Strength, rooted in reason, sharpened by repetition. So if you've been feeling stuck, scattered, soft, it's not because you're broken. It's because you've trained yourself to avoid the hard things, not intentionally, but habitually. And here's the truth no one wants to hear. If you don't choose discomfort on your own terms, life will choose it for you. The good news? Power can be built, not overnight, not through inspiration, but through principles. That's what this path is, a blueprint for rebuilding the inner fortress that weakness has slowly eroded. And it starts now. Weakness often disguises itself as comfort, but comfort, unchecked, becomes a cage. Most people think they're avoiding pain, but what they're really doing is avoiding growth. The Stoics knew that comfort is seductive, but clarity is earned through resistance. That's why they trained themselves to welcome what others avoid: discipline, silence, repetition, even hardship. Seneca didn't speak about building strength through theory. He practiced voluntary discomfort. Cold baths, simple meals, mental rehearsals of loss. Not because he was obsessed with suffering, but because he understood a simple truth. If you don't practice discomfort, you'll be broken by it when it finds you, because it always finds you. Think about how easily we give up our strength today. One rude comment ruins the mood. One delay ruins the focus. One piece of criticism crushes momentum. That's not power. That's emotional dependency. And we've normalized it. We've turned sensitivity into virtue and traded grit for validation. But the Stoic knows, strength isn't about being unshakable. It's about choosing your response when shaken. It's about meeting chaos with calm, pain with purpose, temptation with temperance. It's the quiet refusal to let life dictate who you are. You're not weak because of what you lack. You're weak because you haven't practiced strength. That's it. And the longer you avoid that practice, the heavier everything becomes. The smallest problems feel enormous. The slightest discomfort feels unbearable. But when you train, truly train, your tolerance for resistance grows. And so does your freedom. Inner power is available. But it's not handed to you. It's earned. Earned every single time you say no to what weakens you, and yes to what forges you. The difference between who you are and who you could be is hidden in the choices you make when no one's watching. That's where inner power is forged, not in public, not in applause, but in silence, in the moment where it's easier to skip the workout, scroll instead of read, blame instead of reflect. Strength is never built in comfort. It's built when you push through the resistance your old self tries to protect. That's what we're doing here. We're not creating noise. We're creating depth. We're not feeding your dopamine. We're building your discipline. If that speaks to you, you're already part of this. You're not just a viewer. You're a builder of focus, of principles, of self-command. And if you're the kind of person who doesn't want to be ruled by impulses anymore, who's done with waiting for motivation and ready to lead from reason, then this channel isn't content. It's your companion. So subscribe, not to follow, to commit, to something real, something unbreakable. Because while most people stay weak because it's easy, you're choosing the harder path, the Stoic path. And every time you show up here, you're not consuming, you're practicing. You're proving that you're not here to feel better for a moment, but to be better every day. Even when no one's clapping, even when no one's looking, especially then. Power is built through repetition. The problem is, most people only repeat what weakens them. Complaining, comparing, escaping. The Stoics knew that what you rehearse, you become. So if you want to become strong, truly strong, you must rehearse strength every single day, quietly, repeatedly, especially when it's uncomfortable. Start small. Wake up and make one hard decision immediately. Cold water, 10 push-ups, 5 minutes of stillness. Don't wait to feel like it. Do it because it's what the weak version of you avoids. That resistance, it's your signal. Run toward it, not away. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Prove it, right now." Next, eliminate one soft behavior. Maybe it's reaching for your phone the second you open your eyes. Maybe it's saying yes when you mean no. Maybe it's blaming others for your state. Pick one. Replace it with action. Your strength is hiding under your excuses. Third, speak less. Let your calm do the work. Weakness reacts. Power responds. You don't need to argue, explain, defend. You need to hold the line. When you choose silence over reaction, you build control. When you hold that control long enough, others feel it. And eventually, they respect it. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. These aren't hacks. These are disciplines. And discipline is what replaces self-doubt with self-command. That's the path. And every morning, you either walk it, or you reinforce the habits that keep you weak. No one's coming to save you, but no one has to. Because you already have the tools. You just need to start using them. You're starting to notice it now. Not a transformation with fireworks, but a shift in posture, a tighter grip on your choices, a little more distance between impulse and action. That's power. Not flashy, not loud, but real. And real power doesn't announce itself. It's felt, first by you, then by everyone around you. Most people think power is about control over others. That's why they stay weak. They keep looking outward. But the Stoic flips the lens. Power starts with self. If you can govern your emotions under stress, command your behavior under fatigue, and stay calm in the face of provocation, you're already ahead of 99% of people. This isn't about perfection, it's about pattern. Weakness is just a pattern you've practiced. So is strength. The only question is, which one are you rehearsing today? You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. And if your system is built on avoidance, distraction, excuses, then no goal matters. But if it's built on clarity, discipline, and choice, you become unshakable. That's why the Stoics journaled, reflected, trained, not for performance, but for preparation. When the hard days came, they didn't panic. They responded, with reason, with resolve. That's what you're building now, a default mode of discipline, a mindset that doesn't collapse at the first sign of resistance. And when that mindset locks in, everything around you changes. People talk to you differently. You carry yourself differently. You stop chasing validation because you've already validated yourself, in silence, through sweat, with standards no one else set but you. You've seen now what most people miss their whole lives. That weakness isn't fixed. It's chosen. Chosen every time you hit snooze. Chosen every time you scroll instead of study. Chosen every time you let emotion overrule principle. And just like weakness is built choice by choice, so is strength. The Stoic didn't wait to be rescued from discomfort. He trained to become unshaken inside of it. Because once you master yourself, the outside world loses its grip. No insult, no delay, no disappointment can move you unless you allow it. That's not arrogance, that's alignment. And if you've made it here, it means one thing. You're not looking for entertainment. You're looking for edge, not hype, not noise, power. Power that comes from doing the hard things quietly, from earning your own respect, from holding the line when no one's watching. This journey doesn't end here. This is just one repetition, one training session, and tomorrow you'll wake up and choose again. The weak you or the disciplined you, the version that reacts or the one that decides. Because inner power isn't a switch, it's a muscle, built through silence, structure, and self-command. So now that you've faced the truth, built the tools, and accepted the cost of staying weak, What excuse will you use tomorrow that's still worth living small today?